This is Gavin Grubbs here at I-55 Speedway with the World of Outlaws this weekend. And I'm here with Emerson Axsom, the 20-year-old sprint car driver from Indiana. Emerson, first thing I want to ask you is, I know you're an Indiana basketball fan. What did you think about this basketball season before we really get into the racing questions? And did you fill out a March Madness bracket, and how did it do?
Honestly, I wasn't too happy with how it went. The coach got fired, and they spent a lot of money on their roster and NIL and stuff like that. But it is what it is, I guess. Being a sports fan, I'm kind of used to it, being an Indiana fan. So just another year, I guess. But yeah, I did fill out a bracket, and I actually won $300 in this bracket challenge. So had a pretty good bracket, I think.
Better than mine, it sounds like.
I think it was 98.7% correct, so it was pretty good. But it's one of those deals that it's just all luck.
No, I got you. And now that we can get into the racing questions, in my opinion, you're right smack dab in the middle of one of the best generations of prospects in racing that we have seen. And do you think there's one thing that makes your entire generation of racers kind of in this age group especially talented, or is it just kind of one of those things that is like it is for no explicable reason?
Honestly, I think it's just people are starting to, it's like anything, people are starting to race younger and younger, and get into racing younger and younger, just like basketball, baseball, anything else. It seems like people would get into stuff younger and younger, and parents have these goals to build these kids into prospects and stuff like that. So I think it's one of those deals. It's just, I'm 20 years old, but I've been racing since I was 6, 7 years old, and it's just one of those deals. I feel like, and it'll probably keep getting younger. You'll see these kids in sprint cars at probably 12 years old here soon, it seems like. So, that would be my main guess.
Yeah. Do you have any interesting stories or any kind of insight about what it's like growing up with all the same drivers really that you've raced with for such a long amount of time now, and now a lot of you are making it here in the 410s or making it nationally on the wingless sprint, or still excelling even on the asphalt side? What's like, getting to see yourself and your peers?
Honestly, it's kind of crazy I feel like some of the guys I've raced against growing up, I felt like the kids I raced in go-karts was at it was very competitive, and I raced against Carson Hocevar, Jake Garcia, Zeb Wise, Chase Randall, got into micros and raced Ace and Pursley, Corey Day, like all those guys I feel like I've been growing up racing against since I was 10 years old now. So there's definitely a wide variety of us that I feel like have been pretty successful, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out once we all get it really figured out. I feel like we're all kind of still new to this stuff, and I feel like it'd be interesting to see how the future plays out. But honestly, I've just been fortunate to have a good group behind me my whole life, and have good people behind me, and get put in some good places to be able to do this stuff.
Yeah, and one thing I've heard announcers describe you as a driver who never makes the same mistake twice, and mentally, last night that didn't go exactly how you wanted it to go. What is it about a 2-day show that you look forward to tonight about being able to have that second chance and turn it around, and what kind of goes into that mindset of night 2 at the same track?
Yeah, I think honestly with this wing car deal, it's the program's so new that we haven't been to the same place twice, it feels like, yet. So I think just getting the car how I want it, and getting me comfortable in the race car is the biggest thing. We go to these places, and there was no notebook. We kind of started this sprint car deal and started from scratch, and really kind of built off of just what we know. So I think the ceiling's really high in that aspect, just because the only program this driver has known is really me. So once we get it to perfected to my style, I think the ceiling's high, but we just got to get there first.
I got you. And one last question is, I hear these cars starting to start up for Group 2 of qualifying in hot laps. Is last year I got to watch you run the Little 500 on Dirt Vision, and what are some other races that are kind of hidden gems that the casual fan might not know about that you might be racing in this year, and you just would like to kind of get the word out there about in racing?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, the Little 500 is probably it. That's one of my favorite races to run. I mean, maybe the shootout. I feel like a lot of people have started tuning into the shootout, and it puts on good racing. But yeah, the Little 500, it's one of my favorite races to run. You know, it's a lot of people don't know, but I have a little bit of a pavement background, and you know, kind of have always had speed at the Little 5, and you know, with my dad's pavement background, it helps. And yeah, honestly, that's probably the race that is the hidden gem to me. So that's probably it.
All right, well, I'm going to let you get ready for this race tonight. Here, good luck, and thank you for doing this interview with me.
Yep, appreciate it.